Before you buy the knitter in your life another random skein of yarn, stop. I've got a list of 40 gift ideas they actually want. Some practical, some totally indulgent, and some they'll freak out over. My name is Gabriella, and welcome to Pure Light Fiber. So one important rule is no yarn. Yarn is so personal and it's really easy to get wrong. However, to every rule, there's an exception. Watch till the end where I offer up where these exceptions apply. I've also organized this list based on price range and gift type, so it's super easy to follow along. I'll start off with the stocking stuffers, aka smaller gifts, about $20 price range. Then we'll head on into the $20 to $50 price range, then hit up some fun gifts, some sock knitter specific gifts, then the $50 to $100 price range, and finally end with the wow factor splurges, guaranteed to impress. All right, let's dive into the stocking stuffers. So stitch markers are a small but incredibly thoughtful gift for any knitters. We're always trying to keep track of pattern repeats, increases and decreases, and you can find some beautiful ones over on Etsy in any style. So just have a look over there. I'll link some down below, but these are great gifts. They're small, can be used as stocking stuffers, and think between $5 to $15 if you're getting a set. Progress keepers are great little gifts that knitters use all the time. They clip directly onto the project and help keep track of where you are in a pattern. Some are simple and functional, while others are super elaborate and handmade and beautiful. Eucalyptus wool soap is a wonderful gift for knitters who care about their finished pieces, and what knitter doesn't? It helps keep knitted garments soft, clean, and beautiful. This gift may feel a little luxurious, but it's so practical, and every knitter loves a no-rinse soap. Special buttons are another creative and very thoughtful gift, especially for those making cardigans. Handmade ceramic or wooden buttons can completely transform a finished sweater or cardigan, adding a unique personal touch. They're perfect for knitters who love details and finishing touches. Knitting labels are a small gift that make a huge impact. These are sewn into finished projects, especially when they're gifted away or sold. Labels usually have something like handmade or made with love on them, but you'll find tons of different options. You can also personalize labels if you don't find something quite right. Needle stoppers are a practical gift that knitters always appreciate. These small caps slide onto the tips of needles to prevent stitches from slipping off when a project is put down or taken on the go. They're especially useful when travel knitting. A pair of small, sharp scissors is an essential tool for knitters. They're used constantly for trimming yarn ends and finishing projects neatly. Choosing a beautiful or decorative pair adds a touch of luxury to something very practical. A retractable tape measure is another essential gift for knitters. It's used to measure gauge, check garment lengths, and make sure projects turn out the right size. Because it's small and portable, it fits into any project bag, and it's so useful. Stickers are a playful way to acknowledge their love of knitting and make a perfect add-on or a stocking stuffer. A row counter is another incredibly useful tool. It helps keep track of rows or pattern repeats, which is especially useful for detailed or intricate designs. A yarn finger thimble is a perfect gift for anybody doing color work. This tool is especially helpful for knitters tackling more advanced techniques. So here's a hot tip. If you have access to their Ravelry or the Ravelry queue, then this is going to be a great gift for them. So what you can do is download or buy them a pattern on their Ravelry queue, and they will think you're a genius. So go check out somewhere. I mean, don't spy on them or anything, but just if you have it already or if it's easy to find their username on Ravelry, just look them up. See what they have on queue, patterns that they don't have in their library yet, and download it for them. They will love you forever. With stocking stuffers done, coming up is the $20 to $50 price range. So another great gift idea I came across are cable needles. Now this set from C-Knits that I found comes in a set of 3 different sizes. It's about $27. I'll pop up here on Etsy, but this is a perfect gift for anybody that loves knitting texture. So pegboards are a great way to display yarn around the house if you're working with hanks or if your knitting friend is working with hanks. So the one I'm thinking about is one from IKEA. It runs around $20 to $30, and it's a great option for somebody who likes to display their hanks around the house. A cork board is a great gift for a knitter who loves to be organized. So here they can pin on their swatches, their measurements, some projects, maybe some inspiration pictures for their next project. You can find a lot of beautiful options on Etsy. All links will be down below. A wooden gauge tool is a perfect gift for a knitter, especially if you can buy a handmade one like these wooden handmade ones with the little needle measuring holes inside. So at least I'm always trying to figure out what needle size these tips are, and I always use my wooden gauge measuring tool. So another gift I thought of were gauge blocking boards. I'm going to call it a gauge blocking boards, but essentially they're meant to dry granny squares. So I found some great ones here on Amazon. Again, all links will be down below. Came across this beautiful project wallet by Coco Knits. So the idea behind this project wallet is that if you're on the go, you can put your barbed wire cords or all your little notions and accessories like your little scissors, stitch markers, row counters, etc. in there and keep everything organized on the go. It's around $20 to $30, but this is super handy and really beautiful. Knitting journals are perfect for staying on top of things and being organized. So these ones that I found over on Coco Knits or Vogue Knits, they have pages dedicated and all the little labels with information and fields that you can fill out with all the important things. So think needle size, how much yarn you used, what dye lot it was, what the pattern is, what size you're measuring, etc., how long it took you to knit it. All these things are super easy to input in a project journal. A Depillar or a sweater shaver is perfect for getting your hand knitted garments or sweaters up to par again and looking brand new. These tiny handy little gadgets help depill little fuzzies off your sweaters, so after using them, your hand knitted garments will be nice and new. A knitting neck light is a great gift for knitters who like to knit in the dark or in the evenings or with dark yarn. They can't see the stitches. With this knitting neck light, they can see everything perfectly. It's one of those gifts that you don't often think of as a knitter, but if you have one, you're going to be using it all the time. So another practical gift could be a scale. As knitters, we're always trying to figure out how much yarn we used, how much scrap we have left over. But when I'm saying scale, I'm just saying like a typical digital kitchen scale is totally enough. But it's super practical, and you know, especially if a knitter is documenting how much yarn they are using or doing a stash down or want to neatly update their Ravelry yarn stash, this is a great option if they don't already have one. Blocking mats and pins are perfect for knitters who like to get their garments or whatever they're knitting for that matter right. It lets you shape the hand knitted items once they're drying so they'll hold their shape. Blocking mats are super useful, and the pins as well. There's some great ones over on Knit Pro. A yarn swift and ball winder make winding yarn faster and frustration free. Together they turn hanks into neat, ready to use yarn cakes. This is a practical and impressive gift for knitters who work with hand dyed or specialty yarns, or hanks for that matter. So needle sets can be a perfect gift for knitters as well. There's some really beautiful ones here that I'll show you from Coco Knits. There's different ones from Licca or Thread and Maple. Just have a look. Needle sets usually have all the needle sizes included, unless you're a sock knitter, then the smaller needle sizes typically won't be included, but that's a great place to start if you know what kind of needles your knitter likes to work with. Now let's head into the fun gifts. So in the similar vein as the stickers, you could also get them a mug with a super fun graphic design on it, just acknowledging their love of knitting. There's some great options out there on Etsy. Links all down below. And in the same vein as the mugs and the stickers, you could also get them a printed shirt. So I was gonna say sweatshirt as well, but probably don't get them any sweatshirts because as a knitter, they're gonna say, I can make that myself. So t-shirts, graphic tees is the way to go. Again, something to acknowledge their knitting love. If you know that the knitter you're trying to buy a gift for loves to read books, then maybe an option for them could be an Audible subscription. So obviously when you're knitting, it's kind of hard to read a book and turn the pages. You have to put your knitting down or just hold it while you turn the book. But with Audible, you just need to use your ears. You don't need your hands at all. So that could be a great option for somebody who loves to listen or read books while knitting. So books are always going to be a great gift to give a knitter. There's so many different knitting books out there. There's stitch dictionaries, there's pattern books, there's technique books, anything that has to do with knitting, they have a book for it. So here are some perfect gifts for knitters who love knitting socks. So sock ruler is a great gift. You can buy the wooden, beautiful handmade ones on Etsy, like I'm going to show you right now. Perfect for blocking out any kind of sock. So any sock knitter would probably love to have a wooden sock blocker. A sock ruler helps knitters measure the length of the foot or knit according to a certain size. So, you know, if you're wanting to gift a sock to somebody worth a certain shoe size, the sock measure is going to be perfect for that. So you remember I said no yarn? A better option is to buy them a gift card to their local yarn store. Then they can go in with that gift card and get exactly what they need, the amount they need for the project that they really want to cast on soon. You can find coupons at their local yarn store if you happen to know where they like to go shopping for their yarn, or online. There's a whole bunch of retailers as well. Yarn bowls or wool genies are great decorating items to have around the house. They're so practical. They come in beautiful ceramic pots. Here's some beautiful options on Etsy, and they just let the knitter sit down with their ball of yarn, and the ball of yarn is not running all over the place. So it's really good for keeping organized, and they're great decorative bowls to have around your house too. So this Valerie pillow is a great option for somebody who's struggling with neck pain. You know, if you're like hunching over knitting all the time, or some kind of back pain or so, this is a great option. So this runs about $50 to $70, I believe, and it's again perfect for the knitter who struggles with some pain. Alternatively, you could also just get a nursing pillow for them. Just a pillow that you can kind of wrap around your tummy that can support the elbows while they're knitting. And next up, we're heading into the wow effects. So a super thoughtful gift is a ticket to a yarn festival. Now there's a bunch of them around, but you know, they typically don't cost that much, but I'm just putting them in the wow factor category just because you thought of going to the yarn festival with them, or you know, helping them out to go by themselves or with a friend. And it's just a great, super thoughtful gift. And I'm also putting it in this category just because, you know, if you're going to go to somewhere like Rhinebeck or Flock or some other fiber festival that's not really close to you, you're probably going to be not only, you know, paying the $15 to $50 ticket, you're also going to be paying for accommodation, flights, all that stuff. I mean, obviously up to you if you want to cover that cost as well. But again, I think this should be in the wow factor, and it's a great gift to give. Something else similar to the yarn festival could be a local yarn or knitting workshop in your area. So I'm not going to list any recommendations here because, you know, viewers are from all over. So just Google search knitting workshops in your area upcoming, and you'll find plenty of them that could be good options. So if you watched this far, you may have noticed that I have not mentioned project bags yet. So project bags come in all different shapes and sizes. There's, you know, cheaper ones made out of fabric that cost around $20, handmade, or over on Etsy. But the ones I'm thinking about here are the redesigned project bags, which run between $100 and $300 depending on the ones you're getting. Leather project bags keeps everything nice and organized. So if you have somebody in your life who likes leather, who likes to stay organized and look classy when they're carrying their knits around, these redesigned bags would be great. So last on our list, we have a needle organizer binder. Now, as knitters, they're probably always looking for ways to organize their cable needles especially. So this maple and thread needle organizer binder is perfect for that. It lets you customize the needle binder exactly to the knitter's needs. So if they're working with more DPNs or circular needles or whatever else, you can really create a very specific type of binder exactly for the knitting needs. So now we come to the 3 exceptions that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. If you watched this far, you earned it. First exception for yarn purchases is, and this exception, this applies to all these 3 exceptions. So you need to know and be 100% sure that you know the yarn that this person likes to knit with. So especially what I'm going to mention here are hand-dyed yarns. So if you know the hand dyer that the knitting person likes to buy from, then you're going to be golden. Go ahead with the upcoming purchases. But if you don't know the indie dyer that they like to purchase from, probably stay away from this next recommendation. So one thing that you could buy for the sock knitter could be a sock set from a dyer. Now these are going to be running around $30 to $50 depending on where you purchase from. There's a bunch out there. Hot tip, if you know their Instagram and see what kind of indie dyers they're following, chances are they probably like that indie dyer and you can probably go ahead and purchase from them. In the similar vein, we have yarn and tea subscriptions or yarn subscriptions. So a lot of indie dyers, they offer up monthly subscription boxes where they're going to be sending whoever signs up yarn every month, and usually some tea or some little trinkets with it as well. Again, as I mentioned, if you really know who they like to buy yarn from. And lastly, if you, again, caveat, if you know the dyer that they like to purchase from, you can go ahead and order an advent calendar from them. So this is going to be a huge splurge. Depending on the dyer, it usually runs between $100 and $300, and you have to be pretty early in ordering those. So think April for something that's going to be delivered the end of November for December. And that's it. No more guesswork, no more random yarn buys. You now have a list of 40 gift ideas knitters actually want, use, and get genuinely excited about. If this list saved you from a bad gift, hit like, share with another confused gift buyer, and subscribe for more gift guides.